Hello, my name is Laurie Kirkpatrick. My cousin Jackson Boone Simmons is portraying as Felix Bud Buchanan Jr. Jackson and I live on Goshen Town Road. We are the 5th and 6th generation to live on our family's original farm. We're forever grateful to our family for giving us such a wonderful place to grow up. We're also grateful to all of you who can support this beautiful cemetery with your donations. Thank you.
Good evening, folks. My name is Felix G Buchanan Jr., but most folks call me Bud. I was born on September 17th, 1917. I'm the third of 7 children born to Sarah Eliza Buchanan and Felix Grundy Buchanan Sr. There were 5 boys followed by 2 girls. My daddy worked at Gray and Dudley Hardware Store in Nashville as a timekeeper. Me and my brothers were really involved in the Little Creek 4-H Club. We even got our picture in the Nashville Banner once. Our family wasn't rich, but we had everything we needed living on our little farm. But everything changed when my mama died in July of 1929. 1929 was the beginning of a bad time, too. The Great Depression hit us. I was just about to turn 13 years old when Mama had a stroke and she died 6 weeks later. Things really changed for my family after Mama's stroke and death. Seemed like we all went in different directions. Some of my sisters and brothers went to live with my Aunt Mary and Uncle Algie Brown. Me and Daddy and my older brother Woodrow went to live with my grandmother Linda Buchanan on New York Avenue in Nashville. We lived right down the street from the Tennessee State Prison, and I don't know why we had to split up, but I did what they told me to. Not long after we moved in with our grandmother, Woody got hit by a car. Oof. He had to stay in the hospital for a while. Woody had only been home from the hospital for a few months when our neighbor Clyde Pug came by to see if we wanted to play outside. It was January 31st, 1931, and it was a really warm day for January, so my grandmother said it was okay if we went to play outside. Clyde was really smart, and he got perfect scores in spelling. I can't believe it. My grandmother trusted Clyde. We all knew each other from St. Luke's Community House and from school. Like I said, it was a warm winter day, so we all decided to go fishing. We walked down to the pumping station to see Mr. Carson. He had rowboats that he had used for his work, and he let us borrow a little one to go fishing in White's Creek. We were headed to the creek, and we saw a big tugboat making its way down the Cumberland River. Clyde thought it would be a fun idea to ride the waves behind the tugboat. Me and Woody went along with Clyde's idea. It could be fun. What could happen? The captain of the tugboat gave us a wave, and the fun began, so we thought. All of a sudden, our little boat turned sharp to the left and turned sharp to the right. Then it tossed us all out into the ice-cold water of the Cumberland River. And I remember thinking, Clyde's not smart after all, is he? This wasn't a good idea, and I gripped the side of the boat until my hands were numb and I couldn't feel them any longer. The captain of the tugboat saw what happened, and he sounded his whistle. Mr. Carson, who we borrowed the boat from, and the tugboat captain looked for us in the cold water, but all they found was the 3 little hats that me, Woody, and Clyde were wearing that afternoon. Members of the community lined the riverbank praying for our safe return, while others searched the water for our bodies. The warden of state prison even loaned his trustee, Mr. Grundy, and one of the prisoners to lead the search for our bodies. They dragged the river until dark, and they started back at sunrise at about 9 o'clock on Sunday. On Sunday, they found our bodies right where the captain said he last saw us in the water. Mine, Woody, and Clyde's drowning was published in the newspapers all across the South. It's not exactly how I wanted to become famous, though. So those 2 caskets that my mother spoke about coming through those church doors were mine and Woody's. The funeral was at West Nashville Cumberland Presbyterian Church, and they buried us here at Beach Cemetery beside our beloved mother. Clyde's funeral was later that same day. So that's the story of how me and my brother Woody came to rest here at Beach Cemetery. Thank you for watching my video and supporting this beautiful historic cemetery.